In our last episode, we left Brisbane and made our way to Springbrook National Park before arriving at the most northerly New South Wales township of Fingal Head. In this episode, we battle never-ending rain and wind to discover more beaches of the region. We arrived at Cabarita Beach looking forward to spending time at the beaches we had heard so much about. You may remember we met Jan and Mike in our first episode, and they offered for us to stay in their driveway of their house being renovated. We happily accepted their offer, as it was a perfectly central location and we only planned to be there a couple of days. As soon as we arrived, the heavens opened, and it rained, and it rained, and it rained. For a full week, it just kept raining. It was also very windy, and this made it really difficult to capture very much video of our time there. In between the rain, we got out and saw as much as we could, given the lousy weather. We met Kirsten, the local vet and one of our followers on our Facebook page, who contacted us. Late that afternoon, a neighbour in the street arrived home only for his car to set alight. Flames billowed from under his bonnet and he hosed it out before the fire brigade arrived to do a check. The rain slowed, so we made our way to Hastings Point. The ocean was wild and the wind howled. Soon after, a wedding party arrived for photos. I watched and was highly impressed with the bride, simply taking it in her stride, as she smiled and had fun, despite the weather on her big day. Then the rain came again, and they ran back from the beach. A rarely seen Holden HZ panel van arrived and it intrigued me straight away. I had a HQ van when I was younger and Sandmans were just iconic for the beach and travelling back in the 70s and 80s. It rumbled like only an old Holden 308 V8 could. Next it was off to Kingscliff, where we came across a video shoot for a Tiffin motorhome, which was valued at $445,000. We met the guys there and said g'day and watched as they flew their drone and took their video footage. It was en route to Melbourne to its new owner. We offered to swap it for the Winnebago, but for some reason they wouldn't agree. In great weather, we imagined how beautiful Kingscliff would be. The river was stunning and the beach looked perfect for a hot sunny day. Next stop was Pottsville. I walked up the beach and we came across thousands of blue bottles along the beach. I've never seen anything like this, ever. However, further research told us many were in fact Velella, also called by the wind sailor. Velella are blown in by the northerly winds, just like blue bottles are, but they don't sting and they're fairly harmless to humans. Further down the beach we could see activity, so we wandered down to find the local river, Mooball Creek, which had been blocked from the ocean for 3 weeks, had just been opened. With the river rising, the backyards of riverfront properties were slowly going underwater and properties were in danger of being flooded, so locals vowed to open the river mouth themselves. The council stepped in and made a plan to open the river mouth again, but the last time it had happened, many of the fish in the river died and there are other complications and inherent risks. Eventually the timing was right, and we happened to be there to see the river flow once again. Kids jumped in with their boards and began riding the waves until the council told them they had to come on back out for safety reasons. We finally got a small break in the weather and some blue sky as we were leaving, so we dropped back into Hastings Point. We left Hastings Point, headed for Mullumbimby, but came across flooded roads. We slowly made our way through after watching another vehicle make it across. We made it into town and caught up with Paul and Wendy, who we had talked with online so many times. Mullumbimby, the biggest little town in Australia, has a real mix of alternative and mainstream culture, and many of the buildings have some very cool architecture and design. After enjoying a cider and a good chat, we were back on the road.
I'll be right behind you, Josephine. I won't leave you waiting in between. And the cigarette you bum from me is on.
On the Pacific Highway near Byron Bay is the St Helena Tunnel. It is 434 metres long and was completed in December 2015. It was built to reduce the steep grade of the previous highway and limit the truck noise and pollution. I always enjoy going through this tunnel. I think it looks great, and this section of the highway is in great condition.
Faces pointing down. I only wanna scream, but still I just can't make the sound. Hold my hand, hold my breath. There's nothing in this world really. And Jesus Christ, if you tore my heart out, the only thing
We arrived in Ballina, home of the big prawn. The weather was still wet and the wind was pushing waves down the river big enough for surfboard riders to catch a wave. We sat and watched and enjoyed as they rode their surfboards down the river.
I won't leave you waiting in this dream while you watch the people speaking words you can't quite comprehend. You asked me if I'd pinch you, but my
We drove past Ballina Manor and had to stop to take a photo of this stunning heritage-listed building which now operates as a hotel offering accommodation and a restaurant. We stopped into the Ballina RSL for some drinks and found the perfect spot to watch as much sport as I liked. Talk about heaven.
Like 34, I don't feel like I am living in the same skin anymore. Now hold my hand, hold my breath. There's nothing in this world we really own. And Jesus
After a few drinks,
Christ,
we decided the car park was the best place to pull up for the night.
The only thing I'd feel is less alone.
Next episode, join us as we arrive in fabulous Evans Head and get some better weather. We discover some great beaches before heading into Black Rocks Campground, where a mate and his family join us for a few days. We then discover Woody Head Campground, Iluka and Yamba. Hello everybody. If you're enjoying our videos, they are a lot of work. They take a lot of hours put into creating this video, editing all the footage and gathering it all together. So we know that you're enjoying watching our videos and you want to see more. Can I ask you, make sure you subscribe to the channel click on the like button, and if you've got any questions or any comments you want to make, please do that down below. Also, beside the subscribe button is a little bell. If you click on that bell, then it will notify you of the next video when it comes up. Hopefully you're enjoying the videos. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.